Thank you for tuning in to the Journey to 98%. I am Kristen Chanel, and I am the person that is on the journey to 98%. So what is that? Like, what does that even mean? Okay, so long story short, a couple years ago, I was sitting in this 2-day training, and they were talking about something called a NASA study. NASA, NASA, y'all know the one with the astronauts and scientists and researchers here, that one. So they were talking about how there was this creativity/genius test that they were giving out to people because they were looking to see who they could send to the moon, right? They wanted to know how people thought, where the creativity came from, how innovative they were. So they did that. And a part of that process was choosing who was going to go to the moon or who was going to help them create this thing that could take people to the moon. So then a scientist or researcher named George Land came along, and he took that creativity/genius test, and he tested a bunch of kids of different age groups, and he also tested adults. And what he found in that study was that from the ages of 4 and 5, we as children operate at 98% of our creativity/genius. By the time we are 10 and we're like in the 5th grade, that number drastically drops to 30%. And by the time we're 15, when we're around the 9th grade mark, that number drops drastically to 12%. And then by the time we are adults, around 23, 24, 25, that number then drops to 2%. 2%. So I actually said this in a training out loud because I was trying to wrap my head around what this actually meant. And I said, so the people who are operating at 2% of their creativity and genius are teaching the people who are operating at 98% of theirs. That doesn't add up to me. So I thought about this and I said, wait a minute. First of all, let us understand what creativity and genius actually is and what it means. It's like a substance, right? It's the God source energy. It's the life energy. It's what gives us purpose. It's what gives us inspiration. It's what drives us. It's what motivates us. Like, we really, really need this substance in order for us to even be happy or live a fulfilled life where we can live and not just exist, because that's what most of us do. Most of us are just existing as opposed to living. Wow. Adults essentially teach children how to not be themselves. Well, all of us as adults were once children, and so someone taught us how to not be ourselves, and we're just constantly passing that on and on and on. Being apart from who we are at our soul and our core is the source of so many issues and so much chaos that we see within our society, because when we are disconnected from our God source, our source energy, our creativity, our genius, then yes, the world looks very, very chaotic for us. After I learned about this 98%, I was like, oh my God, who am I now? Because who am I at this age of 4 and 5 years old? And so I set out on a journey to find my inner child, my inner genius, my inner creativity that I had been suppressing for so many years. Now, given at the time I was in a position of notoriety, so to speak, of success. I am the founder of a nonprofit organization that did very, very well and is still doing well. I sat on 6 boards. I was on a number of advisory committees. I was being pulled in to give my thoughts on this and on that. And I have been featured in local magazines and national magazines and even international magazines. So I was like at the top of my game, so to speak. I was the president, the CEO. And so I am sitting in this room of other leaders in this community, and I'm thinking like, oh wow, I've achieved all that and I still have not been who I am at my authentic core. And so it was really important to me to get back to that 98%. And so I started thinking like, okay, well, what can I do to get on that journey to that 98%? Well, that meant that I had to tap back into my inner child, and I had to go down this path of creativity and artistry. So you know what I did? I quit my job. I quit my job and I quit all of the boards that I was sitting on, And I started to go down this path of dancing again, of singing again, of doing things I had never done before. I like created a flower spread because my grandmother used to be a florist, and so I might have the same creativity within me. The point is, I made a decision to find myself, to give birth to myself again. I had the courage and the confidence to just step out. I had no idea what's ahead of me. I have no idea what's ahead of me right now. I have no idea what I'm about to come up against. All I know is I already started down this path, and there's no turning back. There's no going back. The thing is, I feel so much freedom, and I feel so liberated from a life that I claimed as mine before, when in actuality it really wasn't even who I was. It was to a degree and to an extent, but there is just so much more to me, and I knew that it was. And so I wanted to just see what that more of me was like and is like. So I have just decided to do everything that I can from an artistic perspective so that I can find my footing again, so I can figure out what feels good for me and what is in alignment with myself. The journey to 98% is literally my journey around getting to that 98%. And so if you are interested in just joining me on that journey, I hope you'll find it inspiring. I hope it sparks something in you to then explore your creativity side and your genius side. We all deserve to get back to that 98%. We all deserve to be 100% happy, 100% fulfilled, and whatever it is that we are given to this world. I'm on a journey to allow God and God source energy to express itself through me completely and totally, authentically and creatively. And I'm so fucking excited about it. You're gonna hear me cuss on this journey because I fucking cuss. And so listen, I want to use this platform as this just model of just inspiration. And so tune in, y'all, because this is gonna be a journey. It's gonna be a ride. It's gonna be adventurous. It's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff going on, and it's gonna be so raw because while I might have my makeup on right now, I don't always got on my makeup, right? But I love makeup, I love beauty, and I love music. Those are the two industries I can't believe I didn't get into. But guess what? I'm about to get into them now, though. I'm about to get back into the music industry. I'm about to get back into the beauty industry because those two things were my first loves. Before I had a love for babies, I had a love for music, and I had a love for beauty. And I want to get back and explore that part of myself that I have suppressed for all of these years. So it's gonna be fun, y'all. So just keep watching. Till next time. Peace.